Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Stacey Pierre, and on this channel we do a lot of things. At first this channel was focused on advertising and marketing and my journey with the artist way, which it still is, but I wanted to talk a little bit about my esoteric / metaphysics journey as well. As you can see, I'm on the beach in sunny South Florida, so hence the surroundings and why it looks so beautiful out here. And I wanted to talk a little bit about just manifestation and getting what you want and unleashing the fact that you already have it. So I watch a lot of videos on manifestation. I watch Beyond Taylor. I used to watch Neural Knowledge. I used to watch Eric. Well, I'm currently watching Eric. I'm currently watching Project Rug, Carl Jung, and also other there was a dog and also other people like Neville Goddard and everything like that. So I feel like I have some stake in the game to talk about manifestation, getting what you want, and I just want to run a little experiment on myself. I'm currently a grad student at Florida International University getting my master's in marketing, and I work as a strategy and innovation coordinator at a local digital marketing agency. And for the past few weeks, I have been watching these videos on manifestation. I've been watching these videos on like esoteric realities and metaphysics and, quantum physics and getting what you want. But it still feels like I'm not getting what I want. And it's interesting because now that I feel like I'm aware that I'm not getting what I want, it's probably why I'm not getting what I want, because I'm aware that I'm not getting what I want. As it goes in the Bible, I don't have the exact verse. The people that have will be given more, and the people that don't have more will be taken from them, right? So I feel like that's the situation that I'm in right now, and I'm completely aware that it's a situation that I'm choosing. So from this day forth, I'm choosing to choose something different. I'm choosing to choose something different, and so can you. I am choosing to align with my highest self no matter what comes up in my 3D reality. I am choosing to choose myself in the best light. I'm choosing to view myself as an abundant person. I'm choosing to only align myself with abundant circumstances and abundant people, even if it means letting some people go, which can be a little scary at times. I went through a really interesting time with my mental health a couple of years ago, and I lost a lot of friends. And for a long time, that used to really bother me that I lost a lot of friends, and I used to ruminate on it. But now I realize that, not only were those friends valid in their reasons for not wanting to continue to be friends with me, but I think that there's a reason why they're not in my life anymore, right? I feel like if they were meant to be in my life, they would be in my life. And I say all this to say, although I went through a hard circumstance a couple of years ago, not only does it not define me, but I get to define myself. So when I look around me and I see the beach and I see all the wonderful things and I think about all my goals, and just to talk a little bit about my goals, I have this idea. I have this wonderful idea. It is called The Makings of a CMO. Because if you guys didn't know, the whole purpose of me going to grad school, the whole purpose of me working in marketing, not only is it to storytell, but I want to reach the highest form of success in the field. And in my opinion, one of the highest forms of success in the field is by becoming a chief marketing officer, seeing things at a high level, strategic level, seeing how, I could impact an organization and really help bring a brand to life. That's something that I'm really, really interested in. So that's what The Makings of a CMO is going to be documenting. Not only my journey, but the journey and stories of the next generation of CMOs, right? So talking to them about where they see the industry going, what skills we need to have, what tools we need to use, what their story is like. How did they choose this career? Why did they choose this career? When did they choose this career? What this career even is something that I'm deeply, deeply interested in. So that is what I am focused on mostly. I'm focused on mostly getting the makings of a CMO off the ground, because I do believe this is going to be $1 million brand. I do believe that this is going to be $1 million solution for me. And I think that not only is it going to be not just a solution, but I think that it's also going to be something where I can just let my creative juices unlock, right? I feel like as a creative person, we're so like caught up in the mundane day-to-day world of, working and getting all those things like in order, that we don't necessarily focus on like letting our creative juices flow, which can be a little discouraging. And I think overall that this is going to be big. It's going to be huge. And whether reality reflects that or not, that's not my problem. I'm setting the intention. I'm letting the intention be known. And honestly, that's it. And I just wanted to encourage you all, if you have a dream, if you have something that you want, if you are not living in your ideal reality, join me for the next 30 days on choosing what you want. Choosing to see yourself in the best light. Choosing to only align yourself with the best. Choosing to really just be the best version of yourself. Because I've seen it before. I have a sorority sister who, I remember one time she came to my house, right? And she drives a really nice car, and she was wondering, she was just like, oh, is my car going to be stolen? Or is my car going to be safe in your neighborhood? And I realized, at the time I was a little upset, because I was like, oh, okay, she must think that I'm poor, or that my housing situation is not good and my living situation is not good. But I realized that it's not that she didn't think my living situation was good. It's like she just operated from like a different reality. A reality that came with more funds, a reality that had more resources, a reality that made her abundant in the 3D of material things. And I can't fault her for that, right? Because at the time I was living in a neighborhood that wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't the best either. So I can't necessarily say that, all of her hesitations were incorrect. But what I will say is, I'm really excited for the next 30 days. I don't know if I'm going to be documenting every day, but I do know that I'm going to be conscious of me choosing a different reality, and just me just focusing on the best version of myself for the next 30 days. And it's interesting because I have people in my life that always want to be realistic, that always want to focus on what they see in front of them. But I'm very aware that what we see in front of us is not all that there is. According to physics, we only see a fraction of what's actually out there, because if we saw everything, like if we saw different colors like dogs or other animals, we would be overwhelmed. So I'm very aware that all because my manifestations have not been revealed in the physical light doesn't mean that they're not real. And I want you to know that as well, like that it doesn't mean that they're not real if your manifestations haven't come out into the physical light. And something I also realized that I want to implement in my life throughout this 30-day challenge is the fact that all because something has not changed doesn't mean you need to change. So being clear on who you are, being clear on the intentions you set, being clear on what you want, and also being clear on the fact that it is already here. Like, I don't even know how to describe it without sounding so esoteric in metaphysics, but I believe that things shift in an instant. In an instant, things can shift. And I think that's what's happening to me. I think things are shifting for me in an instant. I'm also on this water fast that I'm on day 7. I think, well, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm actually on day 8 of the water fast that I've been on, and I realized that I have a lot more willpower than I thought I did, than I thought I had before. So, like I mentioned, things can shift in an instant, but you have to choose, you have to be aware, and you have to really set that intention and just make it very clear to yourself that this is what you want, these are the things that need to change, and pretty much like that's it. That's really it. So this video was a bit of a ramble, and I am going to get into making more structured videos for you guys because I feel like that's what you deserve, and I'm happy to be posting on YouTube because it has been a dream of mine for a while. And like I mentioned, some key takeaways from this video: things shift in an instant. Let's focus on 30 days, no thinking negative, or even if you think negative, no entertaining negative thoughts. And also just focus on your desired reality. Focus on what you want, because that's what I'm going to do for the next 30 days. And honestly, it is going to be a lifelong practice, but I want to just kick off the next 30 days as a way to just show myself that, not even to prove to myself because it's already here, just to unveil to myself that I can do this and that it is working and it's happening for me as well. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys are going to participate in the next 30-day challenge with me. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Feel free to DM me, feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, I hope to, I don't know, maybe talk to you soon. Okay, bye. I guess the next time I'll see you is when I'm talking about the artist way. All right, bye.